Hold on.
What's up, everybody?
All right, so
What's happening?
listen, is this episode 17 or 16? I gotta look, but welcome to Behind the Toolbelt with TC Backer. Guys, we are excited. There's a lot going on, and I know your roofs are blowing off. So listen, 3, 2, 1, gutter done. Let's start with that. There's been a backlog. Please be patient, okay? And with everyone that wants to get a cut, Behind the Blades coming. We're still gonna feed you a little bit. Go to Horizon Lawns LLC and check them out. 1 cut, 10 cuts, they're going to take care of you. But while they're sharing, why Ty and Chris are sharing, what I'm going to ask you to do is, this is a social community, okay? And first of all, thanks everybody for being here. It's great to be out of this curve of COVID-19 and to be on the road to recovery. So thank you everyone that's been here and everyone that continues to follow these shows and be a part of social commerce. Where you get to find your contractor behind the tool belt every Thursday at Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and that is TC Backer Construction. So we appreciate them. I gotta applaud them for being here as long as they have. They have 17 shows weekly, but they probably have about I would say 50 at the shows. At the home shows, and so they've been everywhere in the spring. They've been available for you. So by the time the wind came and the rain come, and it's coming next week, but these are winds that our area's never seen. I've lived here a long time. I've never seen winds as consistent as that, and the roofs show it. But I do want to say, hit them up. They have some great new technology. We're going to get into the technology they have where they can come out and they're going to be able to give you everything you need with this new COVID-19 friendly commerce that is here today. So it's a real simple and easy way. They have financing. They do financing for, I think, and they'll get into the details, but they have like a 2-year same as cash or 1 year same as cash. They go 10 years, 7 years. They'll tell you the specifics on them, but they got some plans that are out there, same as cash plans, and then they have ones where it's like 7.9 or something like that. But great plans. Your average roof is going to run you around $7,000, so you figure you probably can get a roof for like $150 or something, $200 a month. And I could be off. I'm just giving you some general stuff. But if it needs fixed and it needs a repair, they'll do the repair, right? Because I have personal experience. I didn't know these guys until I met them on social commerce, and now they're family and some of my best friends. But I've got to see them in the last year. I don't know how long we've been doing this on how they operate. And they're right here in the community. But how much more out there could you be than doing a show live? Like, don't let me. I'm not speaking for you. I'm just kind of like facilitating the last year or so that we've been on the show and saying, look, if you got a home and you got a situation. Oh, I didn't know we came off. Sorry, guys. Let me fix that. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. I will fix that. Just bear with me for 1 second. 1 second. And I will fix that. Apology. All right, there we go. All right, so sorry about that. I didn't know you guys. Were you guys able to hear me? I didn't know you guys were off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Our videos look, so I didn't notice that we were back there until you noticed it, basically.
Okay, good. So, and let me just fix that just a little bit. But it's good to see everybody. Chuck in the truck is now the positive side of the truck. You don't want Pete in a pickup. You definitely want Chuck in the truck.
Right.
Right? You don't want Pete in a pickup, but you want Chuck in the truck.
Chuck in the truck. Right, man.
So anyway, you guys tell me when you're done and I'll keep going. But if you're ready, I'll start doing my sharing and you guys can take over and tell them everything that I told them. And, I'm sure I was off by a little bit here or there, but that's why you're on the show. To tell them exactly the truth about it. I'm a little bit close. But you guys do a great job. You work for our family. And so I'd recommend you to anybody, 100%.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, believe it or not, we're busy.
I believe it. The way you treat customers and the way you treat the people that are part of your team, I believe it, 100%.
Yeah, we're busy. With the recent storms that we had, we've been out, giving free estimates, free inspections, working with a lot of insurance companies, offering financing, and it just seems like the winds, like even today, I know on the 7th, we had a bad storm. On the 9th, we had a bad storm, and then on the 13th, we had a bad storm. So there was like a back-to-back-to-back wind and thunderstorm, and I believe it was the 9th, there was actual a reporting of hail that hit. And I actually went out and experienced some of the damage of the storm. And I mean, that was from Carlisle out to Hanover. I've been getting calls. So I've been out and about and hustling up, some work, and and it's, it's insurance work, it's repair. Some of it's been repaired. I went and looked at a barn roof that had a couple panels blow off that I don't necessarily feel like it needs a new roof on the barn, but just a couple panels screwed back down. So there's been a lot going on, a lot of gutters blowing off the house, shingles blowing off. I couldn't believe it. I saw this guy's gutter that literally was long enough to wrap over the whole top of his roof and hang off the back of his house from the front. It was pretty amazing. But yeah, man, I mean, we're killing it. I know Chris is busy, trying to get caught up from the windstorm and stuff. And so, yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're definitely rocking. Which kind of leads me into something I want to talk about today. We are looking for people. We're looking for experienced people. So I know normally we're on here saying, we'll train. Any kind of, minimal experience required. But we're looking for people that are good at what they do. We're looking for roofers. We're looking for siders. Experience in the driver's license is a must.
I don't know what happened there. Guys, I don't know.
Pick it up on Facebook.
Oh.
Call or text. What's that, Shane?
Yeah, no, it was, hey, Jeffrey, hey, everyone, we're going to say hi. No, we had a bad connection there. That's just the internet and how this stuff goes. So if you could kind of repeat kind of what you just said there for a second, we lost you, that would be appreciated.
We're hiring right now. We're looking for skilled people for the trades. Looking for roofers, looking for siders, gutter installers. If you know how to, if you have put windows in, any of those things, rubber guys. If you got experience, please reach out. I'd love to have a conversation with you. See where everyone's head's at here. This is a permanent position. We're not just looking for temporary people, but I also hire temporary people. We're busy right now. We're trying to sift through all the restrictions and stuff going on with everything. I know new construction is it's kind of hit hard in Pennsylvania. We're not able to do the things that we need to do the way that we like to do them. We can't load job sites up. We can't move quick as we were moving before. It's just, so we could use a couple more bodies. But like I said, we got experience. I know you're busy on your, Eric, thank him. He's always, and construction is booming. So that's working in multiple states. Just we're up to Pennsylvania, we're hanging off. So like I said, if you got roofing experience, good guys that want to work, want to hit me up on Facebook, hit me up 0732.
Ty, can you talk a little so I can see if it's his microphone or yours also?
Yeah, so I was also going to say, we're not just hiring, experienced tradesmen. We are actually, what's that, Shane?
No, go ahead, you're fine.
Okay, so we're not only just hiring experienced tradesmen right now, we're actually in search of an experienced salesperson, experience with, roofing, siding, windows, financing, working with insurance companies, someone who's aggressive, who can think quick on their feet, anyone who wants to join a team, a winning team. I was thinking about this earlier today. It's like, with even with the social distancing, we still have an awesome culture. And if you're tired of, working at a place where, you feel like you're the one doing all the work and everyone's just kind of sitting around watching you work. Well, that's the total opposite here, at TC Backer. Everyone, especially right now, is working hard. Bob and Colin and Chuck and Jacob and Kim and Jocelyn and Perry's been sneaking in and out here a little bit, and Chris, I know you're busting your butt right now. Giovanni, Greg, Denny, Derek, those guys are just out there putting it in double time right now. And to touch on a little bit about what Chris was talking about, we just can't throw 4 guys in a truck right now. So things are taking a little bit longer than usual, but that's okay. Things are getting done. They're not getting done as quickly, but they're getting done correctly. We're not cutting any corners right now. Jobs are still coming in. We're still able to get windows. The shingle manufacturers are still manufacturing shingles. Our aluminum manufacturers are still producing, rolls of coil for the gutter machines and downspouts and elbows and all that stuff. So, things are still moving. Now, I can't get a delivery to the shop when I would like to all the time, but, we just try to plan accordingly, a week or 2 in advance, like, hey, we're going to need, X, Y, Z, in a few weeks. So, we can't order anything. If we need it tomorrow, sometimes we're running into situations where we just can't get them tomorrow. But, to go back to, we're looking for an experienced salesperson, someone who's familiar with the roofing industry, siding, gutters, windows, someone who's familiar with working with insurance companies, someone who is familiar with, Xactimate, which is an estimating software that we use with our insurance stuff, and financing. Unless I already said that, but we use Mosaic, and like Shane was saying earlier, we have a 12-month same as cash right now. We have a 5 and a 10-year plan at 7.99%. There's people out there who have storm damage that recently I've experienced that the insurance companies don't want to pay for a full roof. Or they're giving them the money for a full roof, but comparing it to, like, if it's a 20-year-old roof, so they're subtracting depreciation. So, like, if it's a $5,000 roof, they're only giving them $2,500 because there's only 10 years left on the roof. Well, that's where our financing comes into play, 12 months same as cash. So that they don't have the money. By the time they pay their deductible, they get their $2,500 to do a $5,000 roof. We can back it up with our financing, and we've had several people go that route. And it's real easy and streamlined. We don't even have to meet face to face. The financing is real easy. I send them over an app on their cell phone via text message. They click on it, they fill it out, they put all their personal information in there. I don't have to see their personal information. I'm not asking them what their personal information is over the phone. They just simply receive a text message from me, actually from the financing company. They click on it, they put all their personal information in there. Within 10 minutes, they're approved up to $55,000. And you don't have to just get a roof done with this financing either. If you want a fence put up in your yard, if you want your bathroom remodeled, if you want new carpet in your house, hardwood floors, as long as it's for construction, you don't have to get it just for roofing or windows or gutters or anything like that. You can get anything done that you need on the interior of your house. So, anyone who's got experience with those things, I'm kind of talking about 3 different topics here.
Yeah, no, but it all helps out, and no, we appreciate it. I was gonna see if you could touch on what's that technology that you said that you had, and that you were talking about. Can we focus on that, because that makes it easy for you? People, all they got to do is they can 3, 2, 1 gutter done, give you their address, And can you kind of just talk on that for 1 second? Because a lot of people, you know, as you see, and I want to show you some of these pictures, if you don't mind, and you can talk. I couldn't see this from the bottom on my grass, right, if I was there. So can you talk about if someone's like, we've had wind, would you guys just give them a look at their roof with your system you're talking about, and how would that work?
Yeah, we actually are running a couple of different platforms right now. The one thing that I've been doing, sorry, it looks like you're talking there, Shane, but the one thing that I've been doing here recently is I've been doing a lot of FaceTime with customers when I'm actually on their roof and explaining to them, you know, what kind of damage has occurred, you know, if you have wind damage or if you have damage from hail. I've been taking a lot of photos for the insurance companies. A lot of the insurance companies I don't think are even coming out. I think they've been using our photos. We're actually being recommended by insurance companies, but I've had a Zoom meeting already on a roof with a customer. I've been doing FaceTime and showing them exactly what's wrong with their roof. Letting them know, hey, look, there's a significant amount of damage up here. It's a little more than just a repair. Or we can repair it. Or I let them know, look, you should probably call your insurance company. I met a gentleman today. He didn't even know he could do that. I was like, yes. I mean, he had like 8 different spots on the back of his house that was like literally the shingles were removed. Like, I don't even know where they were. Like, it was down to the felt paper, the underlayment. And he was like, man, that's great. I didn't know I could call my homeowners. I was like, yes, we just did recently have done 3 of your neighbors' roofs in the same community here. And he was like, great, great, great. So I gave him a business card. He's going to call his insurance company. I forwarded him the pictures that I had taken when I was on his roof. So then he can forward them to his insurance company. And then either the insurance company reaches out to me and asks me some questions, or they've been just cutting checks right now, believe it or not. I mean, the easiest one that I just dealt with was Christy's, her stepdad.
Yeah, that's her brother. It's for her brother.
I went out to
Yeah.
Christy's place, and the insurance guy from Travelers called me, asked me if I had pictures. I said yes, and I sent him the pictures. Wayne called me like an hour later and said that he was approved. So, I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, we do basically all the legwork. The only thing I can't do is negotiate with the insurance company. I don't have a license to do that yet. I just found out recently that you can get a license. It's called HAG, HAAG, license to be able to negotiate pricing and convince them, like, look, it's got to be up to today's codes, or you missed the step flashing going up along this wall, or if we don't do something, it'll void the manufacturer's warranty. Seeing a lot of times they're like, hey, we want to do a repair. Well, the shingles aren't even the same size as they were 10 years ago. So if your roof is older than 10 years, I can't find shingles that will fit in the place of the old shingles. So there's a lot of education involved with this for me to educate the homeowner so they know how to negotiate with the insurance companies, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did I answer your question, Shane?
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you touch on what we see in the photos, and I'll go slow if I go on a couple photos, because to me it doesn't look like anything, and that's zoomed in. So if even further back, it would look like are you joking around? So could you tell the truth and not the myth about this?
That's hail damage right there.
But big deal, right? It's a little spot. What's the big deal? Seriously.
Well, what happened was the actual asphalt felt part of the shingle was exposed. It knocked the granules off the shingle, which in turn will, you just lost the life expectancy of your shingle. That will not last. At some point in time, that'll wear through and your roof will leak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we see here?
That's the ridge vent lifted up from wind damage. And the shingle missing. I see the shingle missing, and I see the ridge vent lifted up.
And how would they know unless you came out or they were up there and knew what they were looking for? I mean, I still don't even, to me, it just looks normal. I mean, I hate to say that, but I'm not a roofer, right? So that's more imperative. now is the time, because two things, right? The insurance company knows we just had the storm, so it's not good for people to wait, is it?
No, it's not good. See, and that's something you probably wouldn't see from the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you'll give them a free look?
Yeah, absolutely. And see, and I think that's the difference about us is that we'll actually get on somebody's roof. We're not just going to assume you have storm damage and use one of those programs just to get a roof takeoff. Not that I don't use those programs, but I'll do them after I've already been on the roof to get a takeoff, because the insurance companies, they're using the same software as I am. They're using EagleView, they're using Hover, and they're using E360. So I like to use the technology that they're using, so then when we're having a conversation, we're all on the same page.
That makes sense. George, good to see you. Can we do some shout outs? We haven't really shouted anyone out. Tammy Ray, can you guys shout some people out?
Yeah, go Chris.
Kimberly, Bob, Mackenzie, Mike Brown's in the house. I was chatting with him in the comments.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
While you were rapping there about the shingles and stuff. I'm glad to hear that, Mike. I'm glad that your repair's going good for you. You don't have any further damage. Let me know if that changes. We'll definitely get someone out there. David KX, as always, he's in the house. Jen's in the house. Christy, as always. I think I got everyone here. Gio's watching actually too.
Looks like Perry's out there. Good to see you, Perry, Jeff, Richard, Ronnie, Andy Yetter, my fishing buddy. Deb, good to see you. Wade Smith, David, Chuck in the truck, Jana, Chris Mancheese. What's up, boy?
Mancheese.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's a lot of people on here tonight. That's great.
Nice.
I don't see any of the comments though.
Yeah, my comment thing's acting weird, man. I only seen like 4 people in our chat, and I know there's more people.
Don't worry, we'll soon.
Kim, good to see you.
Don't worry,
Thanks
soon
for watching.
we'll get you back in the studio soon. We're missing you, but I think it's going to be happening May 8th, so probably the week after or something. We'll have you back in the studio soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. When things loosen up a little bit, I'm kind of curious to watch the decline on the whole COVID thing there going on, and I think another week or two we'll probably start feeling a little safer to be around people and using the proper precautions. Even if Chris didn't want to come, that way 3 of us, or maybe I want to stay home and do the video chat, and Chris wants to go in there or whatever his schedule's like, but probably sometime after the week of the 8th.
Nice. So everyone, please share. So go ahead, Chris.
I was just saying, I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm getting stir crazy, stuck in the house. I can go for drives every once in a while, but trying to follow the rules, man, as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, guys, gals, what we're talking about today is there's been a lot of roof damage, whether it's a leak. All I know is I can tell you about our personal story. Christy's parents they said it looks like there was something they saw, I guess, from the wind the other day. Not knowing there was hail damage, how would they know, right? So they said, and she said, well, let's call, Ty, and you guys went out there and looked at it, and then it was boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? And you came on mine, and I still have the same roof, so, I wanted to buy a roof, right? I was like, we want to get a roof. But, it didn't work out that way. But that just shows you, right? But her family needed one, and awesome, they're going to get a roof.
Yeah.
And they're on a windy hill, too, at the top of a hill.
Yeah, they are. And the beautiful thing about that is it's only costing him the price of his deductible. That's what's cool about that. He's paid insurance on that home for however many years. And then the insurance company was really easy to work with. It was,
Congrats.
For me, and I'm sure for him too, Wayne, it was an easy, smooth transaction. The insurance guy was great. He gave me every bit of information that I needed. I gave him every bit of information he needed. And we didn't even, I'm trying to think if I even talked to him on the phone or not. I think we communicated through text messaging and email. No, I'm sorry. He did call the office. His name was Shane, actually, from Travelers. He called the office, left a message. When I got back, Jocelyn left me the message that he wanted my pictures that I had, or asked if I had pictures. And I did, so of course I called him back right away, and he said, "Can you send them to me?" I said, "Absolutely." He asked me a few questions, what all did I see? Was it the front and the back of the roof? And he understood that, we couldn't do just a repair because of the age of the shingles. They didn't make, an English style or size shingle. Everything's metric now. And plus it was like a pastel green, 3 cab, which I don't even think they make them. And if they do right now wouldn't be the time to try to find them. So I didn't even have to tell him any of that stuff, really. He was more informative than I thought he was going to be. And it was just a real smooth transaction. So.
Awesome. So that's so good to hear. So, Chris, can you tell us
Yes.
what areas you guys work in and what you do in those areas?
So we are in 4 states. We have licenses in 4 states. We don't, right now, we only do a bit of new construction work for, in Virginia. We're mainly, in Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware. We're all over the state of all over the state of Delaware. We're about, I don't know, I'd say, how far north do you think Pennsylvania, Ty?
How far north? We're getting ready to do some work in Philly, so that's north, west?
You're talking probably a 50 to, I don't know, 75 miles, something like that, in Pennsylvania. But then again, especially in today's time, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to us, because we go as far as like DC and stuff too. So I wouldn't be opposed to driving 2 hours north versus 2 hours south. We'll go where the work is, but our new construction is all over the place. We have a lot bigger workforce in the new construction at the moment. Our rehab is more concentrated. Not only our work and that kind of stuff is more focused down central PA, northern Maryland. I'd say anywhere 50-mile radius of York. Is probably pretty safe for right now. But then again, I mean, if you really want to do your work, reach out to us. There are very few people that we're going to turn away. But that's pretty as far as our new construction and our rehab goes. We don't really do too much outside of new construction in the Delaware area. But with that said, and like I said before, if you really want to do your work, reach out to us.
Ty, can you give us a sneak peek of what they're going to expect from behind the blade? What kind of stuff are they going to get from Horizon Lawns LLC?
Well, when we can eventually get back into the studio, I'd like to show them some of the work that we can do. There's a lot of exciting stuff that we've been doing. We're doing, hydro seeding, sod, a lot of mulch, of course mowing, whether it be just one time you can get your mower started, or weekly or bi-weekly. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on there. We are expanding into the new construction world, along with, our fitting and stuff that we do in new construction. A lot of the builders that we do, construction with are reaching out to us to do landscaping for them. There's a lot of exciting stuff there. And of course we do, residential stuff, Johnny homeowner stuff and commercial. And then we've also been delivering mulch. A lot of people don't have access to mulch right now, and we do. So we've been delivering mulch for those who are stuck at home and are just like looking for something to do around their house.
Yeah.
They've been calling and asking us if we'll deliver mulch. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's
really cool.
Just a lot of good stuff going on.
And so, do they just, they can go to the website, right? And then they can inquire, and you'll let them know, you'll give them an estimate, or tell them how much you'll recommend you know, because most homeowners don't know what a yard is or a scoop or a bag or what color, you know, I want the dark stuff and maybe, you know, so you can explain all that and walk them through the colors and the varieties.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We often get that phone call that they don't know how much they need. So Chris and Jared have been running out and, you know, going out and measuring up how many yards that they're going to need. And then we had a gentleman who wanted some trees put in, and they didn't know what trees they wanted, but they knew they wanted trees. They didn't know how many they wanted. They didn't know what size they wanted. So, you know, we can recommend things like, hey, this tree will work well here. Like, you know, like, what are you looking for to do? Do you want shade later? Do you want something that doesn't have leaves, more like a pine tree of some kind, or cedar? You know, so those things are kind of cool and fun to be able to help someone, you know, visualize like, hey, what your yard could look like.
So what if someone has a roof on their house, but they're like, listen, I've been looking at this HGTV. I'd like to have a little bit of shingle and a little bit of metal. Would you do something like that?
That's in right now, man. That's what everyone's trying to do. The new construction builds that we're doing, the big high-end dollar house that we do, you usually got multiple different kinds of siding on your house. You have multiple different colors. You have multiple different types of roofing. A lot. Everything's about the big triangle and gables and everything in architecture. So the big thing right now is asphalt shingle, and then maybe throw a metal roof, a porch, or throw a metal roof on some dormers, or what we call water table. It's the flat roof that goes on the bottom of the triangle that sticks out in front of your house if you have the reverse gable. That's the big stuff right now. Having vinyl siding, and then up at the gables, they'll throw in some cedar siding or something. There's a lot of different accents. That's the word that I'm looking for. Accent when new construction is being done right. So even if you have an older house, it's amazing what you can do to the look and to the curb appeal just by throwing a new roof on or throwing some siding with some some nice trim and to break it up in different colors and throw a dark up front, light color on the side. Or, there's all kinds of different things you can do, and our people are really, really good. Lauren's really, really good at helping you visual what you want to do with the house. Dave's very, very good at that, and I guess you're never really an architect, but he went to school for architecture, and he's real good at that stuff. There's Lauren right there, actually. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what's in. The technology that I was talking about that we have at our fingertips. You can see what your house is going to look like before you put the stuff on. You can throw some different color shingles on your throw a black door with blue siding or whatever you want to do to your house. You can do it in a 3D computer generated model. I mean, it's unprecedented stuff. It makes our job simple. It gives us the ability to help people still going through the epidemic and stuff and figuring that stuff out. Colin, what's up, man? There's one of our hard workers that's been out in the front lines here in the trenches, getting stuff. Or I appreciate you, bro. Help out every day.
Thank you. Yeah, to talk a little more about that software that we've been using, Hover and E360, it does multiple things, actually. You can get, you go out and you take pictures of, somebody's house. And so you can take pictures of all four sides, take a picture of the roof, and then I can send it off and get a takeoff done. So not only does it do that, but once I'm done doing what I need to do with it, I can send it to the customer. And then once they have it, they get a three-dimensional picture of their home, not a house that looks like their house, but their house. So they can change the color of the shingles, the siding, the windows, the shutters, the soffit, the fascia, and the gutters. And it not only can you do that, but you can actually, there are several different brands of shingles and siding and shutters that they can actually choose from. Like, we predominantly use GAF shingles and CertainTeed siding. Well, if they don't have a color shingle or siding or soffit that our preferred materials don't make, they can choose something from outside or mastic or an IKO shingle or a Tamco shingle to better match what they're looking for, the colors that they're looking for. And that's what's really cool about it. So it's not like biased. Just because we use it, you can only have, CertainTeed siding and GAF shingles. That's not the case. So it's pretty wide open, and it's awesome. I did one myself and sent it to myself of my house so I could mess with it and change the colors. Like, you can spin your house upside down, move it with just the touch of your finger. You know what I mean? You can make it bigger, and then each area you touch, like you touch the roof, and if you already have a color selected, it'll change the color of your roof. If you touch the walls, it'll change the color of your siding. And you can also choose different profiles of siding. So you can go with the cedar shake up in the gables like Chris was talking about. You can have board and batten underneath where your porch roof is, and then above your porch roof, you can have Dutch lap siding or beaded siding and hundreds of different colors, since you have the option of choosing whichever manufacturer makes the color you're looking for.
So can you do sheds and gazebos and things like, I would think people's their shingles would get old, and usually they're in the back of the house where trees are going to hit them, or maybe someone just wants it to look like their house, or maybe that's the one thing they want a metal roof on. Are those things you guys would do?
Yeah. Not really anything small. There's not anything that's reach out to us. Worst case scenario, you have those few and far between situations that we can't help you on, but I challenge you to find a situation that we can. So definitely reach out to us. I'd be more than happy to check it out. I know Ty would be happy. We'll get someone out there to check it out. You don't even have to be there. Got all this technology used to keep up pace. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bob's been out there, and Dave's been helping out when he can. We've been doing with Dave. Dave's at home right now. One of our Dave Rental. He's at home right now because his wife is in the medical field, like you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave can't, and they have a Cooper is his son's name. So he's been staying home. So Bob actually just went out and looked at a house for him, and snapped a bunch of pictures of the house and the shed. Shane was speaking of the sheds. The guy wants his house and his shed re-sided. So Bob went out, took pictures, measured it up, and sent everything to Dave. So I kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute. But yeah, so Dave and Bob are out going, measuring things up, giving people estimates and stuff like that. But yeah, Chris, I'm going to totally change the topic here, because I don't want to forget to give a big shout out to Eric Brewer. You touched with Eric a little bit. Eric's banging on all 8 cylinders right now, which means we're banging on all 8 cylinders right now. And I was having a moment of gratitude this afternoon. Thank goodness we surrounded ourselves around good people. Whether it be the people who we do work for, and Eric is a big contribution to our company and why we are where we are today. I'll never forget that, and I will never take that for granted. Guys like him, Mike Hanscom, my accountant, the ladies at the bank, this time is giving me the time I probably know more about my business than I ever have. And I don't even want to necessarily say about my business, but just about business in general. I've learned so much about business over the past 3 or 4 weeks that I haven't learned in the 15, 18 years that I've had my own company. It's given me time to really dissect things and get down in there and really drill down in and check things out, and I was thinking about, because I've been working on a lot of budget stuff and where can we save money, where have we been spending too much money, and of course this started right when this all went down. Right away I started digging in, but and it just, I told Kim Jocelyn the other day, this is really exciting times. I mean, there's a lot of negative stuff going on, but somehow we've been able to block that within the walls of TC Backer Construction. The fellowship and the camaraderie is still here. We're not all at each other's throats and yelling and screaming and panicking. And, this is, yes, and Jocelyn asked me the other day, she's like, how do you do so many things? I said, I stay focused and I stay positive. That's the only way I can do it.
Write stuff down and write stuff down.
Yeah, right? Big time.
That's the big one that a lot of people don't realize, man. In order, and I used to look at the same thing, guys like Eric,
Yes.
I use him for examples a lot because he's a path blazer, man. And I know, me personally, and I know you probably agree with me, when this whole thing started going down, he was one of the first guys I wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
Just to see his head's at, because he's just consistently been in that position, and he has his ear to the ground and he knows what's going on, and I really trust his judgment on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that alone right there, like you said, we're blessed to surround ourselves with people like that.
Yeah.
But trying to do all the stuff, because God only knows. I mean, people that are watching don't realize how much work goes into, and I don't even realize because I don't even own this business. I'm just working. But there's a lot that goes into the everyday stuff of running a business, and especially when you run it as well as we run it, and as well as a guy like Eric runs his business.
Yeah.
So much that goes into it. So much background work. So much after hours work, so many phone calls that go in that people don't think about, man. And a lot of that, you can't store all that in here. I store a lot of information in my head, man, but I have a notepad that I write a lot of stuff down on, and that's the big one, man. Biggest thing, if you struggle with staying on track and staying focused in things, write stuff down. I guarantee you that you will have tenfold more success than what you have right now. Write stuff down with remembering things.
100%, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I got Post-its everywhere, and I got a little black, well, it's not real little, but a medium-sized black book that I have different topics. I call them topics because, I'll have thoughts and ideas of like, ooh, that'd be cool for marketing. But to touch on a little bit, how you were saying that Eric was a trailblazer. He's doubling down right now. Do you know what I mean? When most people are hiding and running for cover, he's doubling down. He's doing TV commercials. He's got billboards. You know what I mean? He's doubling down. Well, what do you think we're doing right now? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. We're doubling down. When I think those people are pumping the brakes, dude, I got it full throttle right now. You got it full. We all got it full throttle. I mean, call Kip or call Jocelyn or call Bob. Bob is full throttle. I've never seen Bob have the throttle so wide open as he does right now. I mean, we've all pulled together like a team, like a family, and that's the other thing I was going to talk about. It's like I've learned so much about business, and I've also learned a lot about people. Those who I thought would be here aren't here, and probably those that I thought that wouldn't be here are actually here. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned a lot about people. Those who looked out for us, and Eric is a big contributor to looking out for us. And there's a couple other people that I honestly believe that I can trust and lean on if I need to for advice or to pick their brain or just to brainstorm with them. bounce ideas off of each other. And if it wasn't for me having those outlets like that, I really don't think we would be where we wouldn't be where we're at today, because of the people we surrounded ourselves around, like Mike Hanscom. Mike Hanscom has always been my jailhouse lawyer. The guy has done my taxes, even when I was just a 1099. I mean, this guy's done my taxes for over 20 years. Even back then, his dad worked on the stock market. So Mike knows anything from financials to the law to whether if you need to get an LLC or, I mean, this guy just knows all the ins and outs when it comes to business, and he's been a good advice for me to lean on and ask questions and I need that. Like sometimes, I don't want to hear to everything and I want to bottle it up. But that's one of the things I learned early on. Like, this isn't the time for me to sit here and bottle it up and go into my walls and cave. You know what I mean? This is the time where I may need to reach out for some help, usually just advice. I'm not talking about financial help or anything like that, but just more mental and spiritual advice. You know what I mean? And not to bring up God or anything like that, because I'm by no means am I a Bible bumper, but I do know that there is something out there, and I do know that there is a higher power out there, and I do rely on that to help keep me sane and sound, especially during times like this. It's about trying to stay positive and moving forward. There's a gentleman that I speak to about 2 or 3 times a day. And it's Vic. I talked to Victor with Victor Security, Victory Security. We bounce things off each other all the time and motivate each other. Like, today's a good day. Today's a good day to have a good day. We throw some choice words in the mix when we're talking to each other. I can't say how we say to each other, but one of the biggest ones is I'm freaking killing it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to kill it today. We're going to make today our BICTH, or you know what I mean? Like, we're just pumping each other. And Shane calls me probably freaking 15 times a day to make sure I'm okay. Like, God bless you, Shane. I love you, man. You're a good dude. You know what I mean? And I forget to say that about you a lot. Like, he's who I'm thinking about when I'm talking right now. Shane just motivates me. He can hear it in my voice if something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, he knows me well enough to know. And just like you do, Chris, you know me well enough. As soon as I say hello when you call me, automatically.
Absolutely.
What's going on.
Probably came for you, man. You can usually probably tell when I'm having a bad day.
Yes.
I don't have good days every day,
Right.
I have some challenging days, and that's why it's good to surround yourself with good people, man. And not only in the business world, but in the personal world too, man. If you surround yourself with people that have lower expectations than you, you're never going to succeed.
Yeah, man.
You have to constantly, I can't say you're never going to succeed. You're never going to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You have to surround yourself in business and in your personal life with people that are surpassing. That you can constantly be training your craft and gaining knowledge from. I don't know who the big business owners and stuff hang out with, because I don't know people that are higher than them. But I do know that the guys like Eric, they have the meeting of the minds. The masterminds, I think they call them. Where you get some big, heavy hitting people in the real estate industry together, and I would love to know what goes on in them rooms when they're bouncing ideas off each other's heads. It's the same in business and in personal life. You have to surround yourself, and you have to include the people in your circle that you strive to become. So you can see the real life examples, and you can see how you act in situations, and you can have the people there to lift your chin up when you're looking down at the ground. It's important. That's very, very important, man. Because if you didn't have that, your head is a scary, dark place, man. It's no worse place to be than in your own head.
Yeah.
You gotta have those people that are making those phone calls, like Shane. Making the phone calls, just saying, "Hey, man, you good?" It means a lot.
It does mean a lot.
Well, we appreciate you guys. I mean, listen, what you've done for the trades is epic, right? Like the whole cube that TC Backer, with us, I tell people business is personal and it's all personal to me, right? Like there is no not personal. Like I learned that about me. It's all personal. So like that determines my heart's got to be there, right? 100%. So our circle's small. And we love working with people that love, like you all have a passion, right? Like it's not about getting a sale. You guys want to help people, man. And it shows every day in your culture, right? And so making yourself available on this phone, like who would have thought some roofers and some landscapers would say, man, we want to be on that phone. Listen, with people with degrees laughed and they were like, I don't know. Now they're forced to, right? But when you guys started, nobody was forced to. So, like, you guys make yourself vulnerable. You ladies, too, your company is made of the Bad News Bears, right? The comeback team, the why do we deserve if we go to work and do a good job for people. That's why people share your feeds, right? There's no magic. Yeah. It's just you guys do the same thing consistently. And so who doesn't love a comeback story? Who doesn't love to see people that are just love what they do? It's weird how we find our trades of what we love to do. But when we find it, it's like crazy to say, how'd you get into roofing? How'd you get into, But what you're doing for trades is you're inspiring young men and women or older men and women that if you wanted to get on a lawnmower, you love being outside. You love that freedom and that feeling that you can't just describe to someone. You just know you are that person. Then it's a company where you can have a paycheck and not Pete in a pickup where you're getting a paycheck out of cash and it's not real. Like this is a real career. It's not a job. I mean, you make it a job, it doesn't last. You make it a career and it's forever. And you do that with the roofing, right? So there's a lot of people that love doing that. We're told it's not a legitimate career. And here we are, 2020. And we don't have enough people to landscape people's houses. We don't have enough people to do roofing. Why? Well, at the home show, that teacher's the one that said it best, right? Like, you remember what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's getting pushed to the colleges, man. I went through it. I went through it at the tail end of my high school career. It was, this was quite a while ago, but, I was told that if you didn't get good grades and you didn't go to college, you were not going to have a good career that you could support a family off of. It just wasn't going to happen. You would be stuck in a warehouse, in a factory, or in, construction.
And you live in a nice neighborhood and you drive a nice truck.
One of those places, man, you will get what you put into it. You will get it back tenfold. You're gonna succeed if you put your heart and soul into it. If you come to work just looking for a paycheck, you're just gonna get a paycheck. That's about what it is.
And at the end of the day,
for sure, you nailed it on the head, man. And that's the atmosphere and the fellowship that we've tried to create. And Chris, you've helped me with that, and Bob and Kim. We've tried to create a culture where it's fun. Can it be stressful? Of course, but where we pick each other up and that it is a career. I mean, Kim and Kim was just telling me the other day, it might have been today, maybe yesterday, but her and Jocelyn were talking about retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like how they're going to retire someday from TC Backer. You know what I'm saying? And dude, that's been a lifelong dream of mine, was to be able to provide a career for people, not just paying cash under the table. Being a chuck in a truck myself at one time, I still have that mentality that we're a mom and pop shop, and we are a mom and pop shop. But I know everybody's name. It's not that I'm not just a number. Not that I'm even trying to put myself in that category of big business. But when we're banging on all 8 cylinders, we feed a lot of mouths. From here to Virginia, if you really think about it, the lives that we touch and the loyalty that we have from people because we are so good to our people. They love us as much as we love them. I mean, look at Lowell. That poor kid would do anything for me. Every single one of his guys would do. Yanni, that kid, if I called him right now and told him that a roof was leaking somewhere, he'd run out there and put a tarp on it.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing too. We wouldn't ask anyone to do something that we haven't done ourselves or that we wouldn't do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I spent an entire week in a lift with Yanni, man. He's a good kid. He
Right.
doesn't speak a lick of English,
Right.
but we had our translator apps out and we were talking to each other like he spoke English.
Yeah, man.
That's the kind of stuff that I feel like separates us, man. We have that personable relationship with our guys. I can call Lolo right now if he wants to come over and have a beer. He'll probably come over and have a beer with me. I mean, he's a good dude, man. He's like you said. If I would call one of those guys and I need something done, they're gonna do something. They're gonna do whatever we want for them.
Yeah.
We want them to do. Just because of that relationship and the respect. Respect is the big one, man. Our guys respect us because we respect them.
Yes. Absolutely, man. We're definitely good to people. We don't treat them bad. Not that I don't have bad days once in a while, but I think most people understand. It's just it is a good culture. I can't wait to get everyone back in the office again. It might take some time, but I think that I feel like we're still as close as we were pre-COVID. And the loyalty still runs deep and probably even deeper with a select few, going back to like what I said earlier, those that are still here, not that I'm surprised, but I've gotten to know people a lot better, I guess. I'm surprised that there's a few that aren't here. And I'm really not surprised of the ones that are here. You know what I mean? And I've only gotten closer to, like Chuck, let's use Chuck as an example. I've gotten closer to Chuck over the last few weeks. Bob and I, he's been running on one end of the state, and I've been running the other end of the state trying to keep up with these storm calls that we're getting. But me and Bob have always been close. Going back to the other day when I told you I was going to have everybody come over and surprise you, and get those pictures. But I let the cat out of the bag and was like, just come over. I guess you decided to come over to the truck. But those are the ride or dies. Those pictures are priceless.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we took the other day. You know?
And the surprise thing, like, it's the thought that counts. Like, I didn't even realize, but if I wouldn't have told you about that before, man, I'd have had a whole shop of people at my house the next morning, and I wouldn't even, you know what I mean? You guys just would have all been there, and like that's cool, man. Like that's not something that, like, I don't think that I've ever worked for a company where something like that went down, man. Let's just be real.
Yeah. No, we should have did it. That would have been a good neighborhood to see all those trucks in too.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, you guys can park in my front yard. I don't care. Bring them on in, man. Bring them on in.
I was just saying that because your neighbor across the street there. Yeah. But, good stuff, man. And these are exciting times right now. I know they're stressful, but really, there's been so much exciting stuff too. I mean, there's many victories throughout the course of the day than there have been setbacks. You know what I mean? And I'm staying in those victories throughout the course of the day. Like, we're making victories happen.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? We're following through. We're following up. We're answering the phones. We're going out and we're meeting people. We're telling people we'll be there. If we can't be there, we'll tell them what time we'll be there. We're suiting up and showing up. How exciting is that to be a part of this? Like, I don't think anything like this will ever happen in our time. You know what I'm saying? Going out and kicking butt when everyone else is pumping the brakes, man. And then that's what I was trying to say the other morning when we were taking those pictures. Like, I don't think people realize what we're really doing right now. Do you know what I mean? Like we're exceeding the expectations of society. Most people, we're going to stay home. We're going to do this. We're You know what I mean? We're not doing that. We're going out and we're kicking butt. We're making it work. We're adjusting. We're adapting to the climate. So we got to do video. Hey, okay, we're doing video. We're here. This is it. Get used to it. If you can't do it, then you might as well just hang the tool belt up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and take one more positive out of it, man. Even if it is stressful, this is just going to train us for when it's not stressful. We're just going to be that much better when we're not under pressure, man.
And stronger. Yeah, man.
There's a lot of quick on your feet decision making that has to happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm currently plagued with a lot of tough decisions every day due to all the stuff that we're going through. There's a lot of times that I'm having to make tough decisions. I'm having to, maybe I got to let someone down because we got so much work coming in. And maybe we have to go Wednesday instead of Tuesday. But it's all the struggles and stuff that we're going through right now that's going to make our job so much easier and so much better and rewarding at the end. When this isn't going on.
Yeah, man. No, we're definitely going to be better and stronger people when this is all said and done, man. No doubt.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch if there's any birthdays or anniversaries or anything. Yeah.
Yes, Chuck and the Truck's birthday was yesterday.
I know. 60-year-old man getting up on the roof putting pipe boots on for us, bro.
He fell off a roof today.
He did fall off a roof, and he didn't even break no bones. He
did.
So.
I said, Chuck, you don't bounce like you used to, did you? He started laughing.
Yo, if Tom Brady can play football in the NFL at 42, Chuck in the Truck and sling a hammer at 60, baby.
Dude, Chris, he comes rolling into the shop. He's got blood on his face. His finger.
Right now, because our employee literally fell off the roof today.
Dude, but it was just funny. I mean, it wasn't funny at the time.
I think I was the first person he called, Todd.
Really?
He called me and he said, I just fell off the roof. And I was like, the fuck do you mean? Well, I'm sorry. I can't say that. What do you mean you fell off the roof?
Mm.
He said, my ladder slid out while I was getting on the roof and I fell. And I was like, well, are you okay? He said, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Well,
He's a trooper, man.
He is. And he went and did some more work for me afterwards, too.
I know.
He's sore and he's probably got some frozen peas on his shoulder right now, but he'll be good. He'll be in bright and early tomorrow.
No, he will be, man. God bless him.
So I just want to thank everybody. We have 1,034 people following this page and 958 people like it. So following, liking, I don't know why they have two categories, but it's something for the algorithms. So let's have the likes match the follows so we can appreciate. If we could get it up over, we need 42 more people to like this page. So I would challenge you to, you hear about people supporting small business. Guys, it's a virtual world. I said this a long time, way before COVID-19. But COVID was what I was talking about. Didn't know that's what it was, that people are going to be forced to be on here. So if you like it, if you like being a part of a show every week where it's interactive, it's positive, and it's accurate because it's real people, right, that are coming and showing up to go to work every day and make their community a better, more beautiful place and earn an honest day living. And that's what it's about, in a way to have a career, not a job. So if you can't support that, I pray that you would, right? Because this is what the backbone of America was built on. Hard work in your zip code, helping your community. One roof at a time, one gutter at a time, one window at a time, one yard at a time, right? One sod job at a time. They say they'll fix it, they'll repair it, they'll do one, they'll do 100. They look at it as one, and that's what got them here today. So I would just ask of you to take a little bit of extra effort and like this page, follow this page, share this video, come on the replay, drop a 9. There are little things. I don't know which one. Maybe you'll do all, maybe you'll do one, maybe you'll do none. But we do appreciate any of those that you do. And even if you just watch it, thank you. Really.
Yeah.
So you guys can put your ending notes. Thank you. People, stand up, man. Stand up in America and understand this country was built on not retreating. Do the right thing. Follow the rules. But let's get out there and be positive. Be careful what you post on social media because it matters.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, what do you want to say before we end? Oh, can we hit on recruiting real quick before we go?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to touch back on. I'm looking for experienced roofers, siders, gutters, windows installers. You got to have a driver's license. I just need people that know what they're doing. I don't really have time to train right now. We will get back into that kind of hiring as soon as this is all over with and behind us. But right now, I need good guys that I can just put in a truck and send on their way, and I don't have to really do too much explaining on how to do their job. So driver's license is a must. If you know anyone, even if maybe you may think you have experience, but you're not really sure, just call me. Call me, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. We'll figure it out. We can even do trial runs or something. We're both sides are going to know in a day or two if it's for you or if it isn't for you. Make sure you reach out. I know Todd's busy in the world. I'm busy in the truck world. So yeah, reach out and everyone and everyone next.
Ty?
Yeah, just to touch a little bit more on what Chris was talking about hiring, we're also looking for an experienced salesperson, experienced in the construction trades, roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Someone who's experienced with dealing with insurance companies, who's used to doing financing. And if, let's say, you can't or haven't had the experience with insurance companies or financing, it's real quick and easy to teach someone to do that. Someone who's willing to learn the virtual thing, because a lot of that's happening right now. If you're just bored or tired at the company that you're at, or maybe they closed down and you just want to get back to work, believe me, we have plenty of work. The phone's ringing, there's plenty of leads. Like Chris was saying, you have to have a driver's license. You must have experience right now. We don't have time to train. We're moving quick. We need someone aggressive, someone that can think on their feet, someone who's motivated, self-motivated, someone who doesn't need babysat, someone that can make command decisions at will, that can just get the job done. We just need someone that can go out, sell jobs, be aggressive, that is familiar with working with insurance companies, financing, those kinds of things. I know there's those people out there, so hit me up. My cell phone number is 717-779-6303. I'll give you a handful of leads tomorrow. Give me a shout. Other than that, stay safe, wash your hands, practice social distancing, wear a mask going into a public place, and God bless everybody, and thanks for watching and like our page.
Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Behind the Tool Belt every Wednesday, 7 o'clock right here, Facebook Live. Appreciate you. Be on the lookout for Behind the Blade. You're going to smell the green grass. And listen, the grass is greener on the other side when Horizon Lawns is behind the blade in your yard. So God bless you all, and look in the future for the green grass coming. And we appreciate y'all. God bless you. Thanks for being here. Listen, we appreciate you. You know what I mean? When we went into this, we understood there was going to be clients that might say, hey, we didn't want to do this. And that's fine, right? So we appreciate you, still being here and being with our company. So we love being a part of you. So we appreciate you adjusting, right, to doing this. I mean, a lot of our innovation has to do with you guys. We had to innovate if we were going to keep you as clients because you weren't coming. So we had to innovate. Mm-hmm. And so we were forced to innovate. So we appreciate you. And thank you for understanding and being awesome at adapting to. I mean, I tell you, man, with some people behind the Tool Belt, you guys are really innovative and adaptive at technology, and that's a huge credit to your organization, like for real. And it lets people inspire homeowners that, there's people that know technology and know how to roof. You know what I mean? Because people put this... people put a mystique as, you know what I mean? So it's just nice, man. So give your guys and you ladies at TC Backer, that's where the fuel comes. But thanks. And all the families of TC Backer, the husbands and wives and the kids that have been understanding, shout out to all of you. So all the husbands and wives out there that have been supporting their husbands and wives while they go through this transition at TC Backer and Horizon Lawns, listen, shout out to you for supporting your family, because that's just amazing. I know it wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy, but there's two sides of the fence, man. There's the side that retreats and is fearful and worried and thinks that one day, a daisy's going to pop up. And there's those that go out and plant the seeds for those people so that when the daisies pop up, someone planted that seed. So, thank you for being those people that are planting positive adjustments. You're being authentic and you're letting people know, listen, no one's been through this, man. We're doing this together. But we're going to be positive. We're going to be persistent. We're going to be passionate. But listen, we're going uphill.
Yeah, man. Straight up.
See you next week, baby.
Yeah, man.
Us.